Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. So last time we headed into the TV world with Yosuke and we got into a bit of trouble with Chie because she was kind of angry about the fact that the rope that she was holding kind of snapped and kind of pissed off with us. So, at the start of this part, it's basically time to go to school. It's time to apologise to Chie for us being arseholes. And on our way to school, we're meeting up with Yosuke.
I believe that the murderer kills people by throwing them into the TV.
So, yeah, Yosuke...
Promise is a promise.
Sorry. So yeah, Yosuke rocks up to you and basically says, hey, I want to do this shit. I want to try and help out, keep our promise to Teddy, and basically stop this killer from, work out who this killer is and try and stop him from doing any more damage. Or them any more damage, I suppose.
I feel like as long as you're with me, I can find the culprit and crack
Yeah, and he wants us to kind of be the leader in this little situation. So, yeah. Time for us to... So, yeah. We're teaming up. And this brings us to... Is this our first? I believe so. This is our first social link. The Magician Arcana social link, which is Yosuke's. Basically, there are going to be opportunities over the course of the game to basically talk to Yosuke. And basically you can improve your social link rank. It goes from rank 1 to rank 10. And once you've fully maxed out your social link, you can then create the... Once you've maxed out a person's social link, then whatever arcana they are, that you can create the most powerful persona of that arcana. So once we've maxed out Yosuke's social link, we'll be able to create the strongest Magician Arcana persona. And it also improves our abilities. It also improves the persona's abilities that we can get. And on top of that, we also get things for him. Like little abilities. So yeah. So now, because he's at rank 1, Yosuke has the ability to bring a knocked down opponent up from... pick up a knocked down opponent, basically. And there'll be more special abilities as we move on and progress with the social link. It will also affect his persona as well by giving him special ability, giving his persona special abilities which you wouldn't otherwise be able to get. So yeah, social links are a major part of the game.
That stuff you were talking about for real, you know, all that about how people showing up on the Midnight Channel is related to that other world.
Oh, we were just talking about that. We're thinking of checking it out later.
The person on TV yesterday? I think it was Yukiko. That kimono looked like the one she wears at the inn, and
so yeah, Chie has come to the same conclusion that we did, basically, that the person in the kimono, the girl in the kimono that appeared on TV is most likely Yukiko. And at this point she's basically sorry. And at this point, she hasn't been able to contact Yukiko all throughout this morning. So, yeah. By the way, we told her extremely quickly all that information about what happened with the people who were kind of trapped inside that other world. So, yeah. Get her to phone first. Make sure she's alright.
No good. Her voicemail picked up. She's not answering.
Oh shit, this isn't looking good, is it?
Then is Yukiko inside that place?
Stop it! Something must have come up, like an error.
Yeah, come on, Yosuke, don't jump to conclusions yet, buddy.
Or she might be helping at the inn. She wouldn't be able to answer herself if that's
So yeah, try calling at the inn first, just to make sure that she's actually okay.
I'll give the inn a call. I've got the number here somewhere.
Yeah, Yosuke's... The thing he says there was kind of fucking stupid. Would she skip school for that? She's already, you know, been out of school several times because she's been helping out at the inn and stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of silly from Yosuke's perspective there. And it turns out she was at the inn, so yeah. Yukiko's perfectly fine. Of course she's not been
She was
sucked into the
already
TV
in.
world. How dumb.
She said they had a big group
Who would ever think
reservation
that?
and she had to help out. Yeah. Now that I think about it, this has happened before too. At least once a year. She said she'll be at the inn tomorrow too.
Well, there we go. Everything's cool.
For crying
Nice
out
and easy.
loud, Yosuke, you got me worried over nothing. She was totally fine.
I do like this attitude for Chie here with the.
Sorry.
I do like the acting there. It's kind of a.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Well, we thought people
the
show
right
up on
level
the
of
Midnight
you
Channel
know,
because they're already over in that world. I mean, it makes
taking the
sense,
piss,
right?
basically.
They show up on TV because they're inside the TV. But Yukiko-san's still here in our world. We might want to see what this is about. All right, let's meet up at Junes after school.
And of course, he makes a good point that basically we saw someone in the TV world. We saw someone kind of silhouetted on the TV.
Okay, I think
So that
that's
would
more
kind
than
of
enough about my
suggest
sorry escapades.
that you would think that that would mean that the person is in the TV world already. But apparently, we already saw
Anyways, we need to know what's going on inside.
silhouette of someone, and Yukiko. We think it's Yukiko, and she's not in the TV world yet. So, what's going on with that? Is there a reason for that? But that might be the thing. You know, it might be the case of when they're a silhouette and they're not kind of fully formed on the TV. That means that they're the next person to be kind of selected, but they don't show up on the TV yet because they're not inside the TV yet.
Stand over here. Make a wall with me.
So we're gonna try and call Teddy over here. I don't know how the fuck this would work, but I'll stick my hand in and let's see what happens. Oh my god!
What's wrong?
He bit my fucking finger.
Not so loud, you idiot.
What a fat twat!
Dude,
Why the fuck did he do that?
Are you okay?
Teddy, you asshole! I like the I think I'm gonna cry. Do I pick that? No.
That's good. Jeez, that stupid
I do
bear
like
must
that.
have done it.
I think Chie's response to that is
We know you're in
kind of
there.
consoling you, kind of like, oh, no, don't cry, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
No, it's not a game.
So I kind of like that.
Sense anyone inside there right now?
Who's anyone? I'm a lonely little bear like always. This land feels
So yeah, Teddy pretty much confirms it.
barren.
Oh, God.
So there's
Jesus
no one
Christ.
inside?
The bear puns. But yeah, so it seems that nobody's inside that world yet. It's just Teddy on his own at the moment. So kind of bears out the fact that
I'm
when
gonna
there's
go
a silhouette
warn
of the
Yukiko
person
anyway.
of someone on the
Since she's
TV,
busy
that
this
must
weekend
mean
helping
that
out at the inn,
they're not
I doubt
stuck in
she'd
that
go
in
anywhere
the
alone.
TV world quite yet.
Still,
Yeah.
That is something which was actually a difference between
I'll go pick her up at her
the
house.
Japanese the Japanese version of the dialogue and the English version. In the English version, basically, Teddy makes a lot of bear puns. So like everything's bearing and bearing and that for Baron and that kind of shit. In the Japanese version, he has like a verbal tick where he says Kuma at the end of every sentence. So, and Kuma is basically bear in Japanese. So, yeah, it's something that was done in localization, I suppose, to because him just saying bear at the end of every sentence in English wouldn't really make a whole lot of fucking sense. So they changed it to bear puns for the English dub.
We haven't found the cause of death for the first Vic. Now we got a second one.
And Dojima is hanging out in the
This is
rain
a murder
because he's
case.
got more shit to
There's no
find
doubt
out.
We're dealing with a single perp. But if that's true, what the hell's going on?
Sorry, fucking hell. Yeah, I actually really like this scene because we get kind of the perspective of the investigating police force, and it's also like a bit of a
And remember, the only
what's the
reason
word?
scandal went public was
It's also kind of like
herself broke it to the
a bit of an information
Themselves
dump
under suspicion that
about
way
what
if
the
they
police
ain't
know
right.
and the facts of the case as they are at the moment. So it's kind of interesting that you get to see like
No matter how much
this
you
is
shoot them down,
kind of where the
nothing
police
links
kind of
them
think
to the
about it
police.
when they don't
He's
have
been
that
working
the
in the
information
city
that
for
we
the
have
past
that
6
this
Seems he was here
supernatural
recently
shit is
because of
going
the
down.
Scandal, but he was swamped with work back home at the time of the incident. There are eyewitnesses and other evidence placing him at his office the night that Mayumi Yamano died.
So yeah, they kind of point out the fact that basically Namatame seems to have an alibi for the disappearance of the first, for the disappearance of the first victim, Mayumi Yamano. So it seems as if he's pretty much kind of in the clear. But they also but as we hear from Adachi as well, that basically his career is pretty much dead. That he's, him having a career in politics anymore is pretty much a done deal. There's no chance of that happening anymore. So that's a reason why he might be. It's a reason why he might have been angry and pissed off. And there is a kind of a little bit of a motive for him as well.
Is the story about the inn out already?
Sorry. So yeah, that's kind of interesting as well.
Okay, I got it. How's this? Maybe there was something about the corpse that only Saki Konishi knew, and our perp killed her to keep whatever it was from leaking out.
Adachi has a good point here. That maybe there was something about the victim, and
all we can do now is
maybe Saki knew something, and she was kind of bumped off as a kind of to keep it quiet kind of thing.
Oh, is your detective's intuition at work?
To be fair, I do really like their relationship. It's kind of entertaining. The kind of hard-boiled detective and the kind of fucked up. Not fucked up. The junior detective who keeps fucking up. I kind of like it. But yeah, so we've got to watch the Midnight Channel to see if we can see anything else. So let's have a look, shall we? Oh god, we're getting an anime cutscene, so shit's about to go down.
Good evening. Tonight, Princess Yukiko.
So yeah, this is the first time that we get to really see the.
Stud. Welcome to Not a Dream, Not
Thank you.
a Hoax.
I kind of like. This is the first one of the kind of TV scenes. Oh my god, that we get to see. It's the first time we get to see what happens when someone is actually stuck in the TV world at this point. That their subconscious kind of creates a weird kind of television show, and in this case, it's kind of Yukiko talking about her lacy unmentionables, shall we say. So yeah, kind of interesting that this is the first time we get to see that. Calm down, buddy. Yeah, so it's kind of, we get to see, they kind of get progressively more and more kind of crazy as they go on, to be fair. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens. But we'll see. So yeah, we're meeting up with Yosuke tomorrow. It's Sunday, so it's a sunny day. So let's meet up with him and see what the fuck's going on.
Oh, good morning.
Hi. Your dad not here?
He left already. He said
Where's your
he's
father?
gonna be late.
Oh yeah, of course. More investigation shit. Oh god.
Are you going somewhere?
Yeah,
I'll be fine by
in this
myself.
moment, our main character is a bit of a dumbass.
So the weather this weekend will be perfect
Because
for
he
going
says,
out. As for next week's
because obviously
forecast,
Nanako is going to be, if you go
The sun's
out
gonna
and
come
talk to
out.
you and
I
go
should
hang
do
out with
some
Yusuke,
laundry.
you're going to be leaving her all alone when you know there's a serial
Word,
killer on the
you going
loose.
somewhere?
So it's kind of like, I'm going out later. Yeah, our main character is a bit of a dipshit in this moment, to be honest.
Sorry for the holdup. I found some stuff we can use in the
Although
closet.
it's fair to say not as
Taken
much of a
thieves.
dipshit as Yosuke is in this scene.
We've got our personas, but a golf club's not that reliable of a weapon. So, which one strikes your fancy?
My god, dude.
You've got
This is where
discerning taste.
To be fair,
is
this
Junette's
seems to happen a
exclusive.
lot.
The blade's fake, though.
The
As
best
for
friend kind of
me,
character is a bit of a
hey,
fucking
maybe both
moron.
would be good, too.
I mean,
Kinda
and
like
it was
this,
Junpei in Persona
or
3
like
who was a
this.
bit of a
What about this?
dumbass. He's not the worst, to be fair. I mean, that goes to Ryuji shouting about Phantom Thief meetings every 10 fucking seconds. But yeah, this is pretty dumb by Yosuke. We're supposed to be heading off into the TV world to try and
This isn't what it looks like.
see what's going on with Yukiko to see if she actually is trapped in there or not.
Anyways, we're not
And he
doing
decides to
bad.
come to
We're just two ordinary kids who like
a public
weapons.
location and
that
wave his
doesn't sound right either.
swords and kunai around like he's a fucking
Listen to
moron.
your story at the station. Hands where I can see them too. I said now.
But this isn't.
Are you
Although this
resisting
is
an
very
officer
accurate
of
from the
law?
police, because he said,
You're
I want your hands where you can
arrested.
see them. I want you... he say, because he's basically saying, I want your hands... He said, I want your hands where I can see them. So Yosuke does that, and then he kind of freaks out because he thinks that he's
Didn't seem the type
resisting
to pull a
arrest.
stunt like this.
So yeah, this moment was
You know
all
what's been going on
kinds of
around
fucking
town.
stupid.
We got men stationed everywhere. For God's
To be honest,
sakes.
it's a good thing that this isn't
Lucky
set in
I
the
was around.
US.
This would have ended up with
Otherwise,
permanent
Yosuke would have been shot instantly.
Sorry.
But anyway,
Wait, so the
we
one
get
that
a good
disappeared is the
dressing
Yukiko?
down by Dojima.
Seems like it. That she's just a high schooler, you know.
Sorry about
Maybe
that.
she decided to run away from
So
home.
yeah, we get a bit of a dressing down by Dojima,
Say Amagi?
and we hear over here
Really
that
is.
the police are talking about that
Who's what
Amagi, Yukiko,
Oh, nothing.
seems
I'm
to have
sure
been
you've seen
that
on the
the
news that
Amagi
there's an
family has seemed to have
investigation in progress.
reported her missing.
We're sensitive about certain
So
things.
yeah, that's
You're
a
free to go.
that's a big red flag right
This
there.
better not happen again.
By the way, I'm innocent in all this shit. Yosuke was the one who was waving around weapons like a fucking dumbass.
You the kid staying at Dojima
It's not my fault. I was just sitting at
can
I
we
was
ask
just
you
sitting
something?
you know,
It's
in
about
Jeunesse
Yukiko-san.
food court minding my own fucking
Yukiko
business.
Amagi of the Amagi Inn. Did something happen to her?
Huh? Oh, am I allowed to say? Well, if you're friends with Miss Amagi,
Yeah, and this is where we get
you got a call from Miss Amagi.
this is the first instance of Adachi
Since it was the weekend,
spouting off his
workers at
mouth
the inn
way
were
too
extremely
goddamn
busy. No
much.
one saw Miss Amagi around that time.
Oh,
But that doesn't
But
necessarily
yeah,
mean
thanks
this
to
is a
that,
case
he then
just yet.
tells us that basically
People have been turning
um,
up dead on foggy days.
her family has
Really
reported
sensitive
her
stuff
family
like
has
this.
reported
By
Yukiko
the
missing.
way, did she say anything to you
And
guys
so
about
they're
maybe
going through
going
the
some hard times?
going through the motions of trying to find out what the fuck
Well, that announcer, Miss
is
Yamano, was
happened
staying at
to
the
her,
Amagi Inn
basically.
before the first murder. Seems Miss Yamano had some harsh words for the manager about the staff's attitude towards
Yeah,
her.
and this is a bit of a
Stress
revelation as
would
well
cause the
here.
manager to collapse. And
That basically
Miss Amagi being the manager
the first
of the
victim,
bar,
Mayumi
she
Yamano,
must
was
have
staying
felt
at the
pretty
Amagi
strongly
Inn,
about the
and
incident.
apparently she had a bit of a run with
By the
run-in
way,
with
did Miss Amagi ever hint that
sorry,
she
fucking
might be
hell.
leaving the house? 'Cause if not, there's been
She
some
had a bit of a
theories
run-in
floating around
with
that she's laying low for some reason or
Yukiko's mom, and she
Crap. I think I've gone too
Yukiko's
far.
mother kind of
You didn't hear
collapsed
that, okay?
as a result of that.
Adachi, what the hell are you chatting
So
with
the police are
Cindy's
kind
for?
of
And where's my coffee?
working
Sorry,
under the
I got it right here.
assumption
Forget I said
that
anything.
Yukiko potentially could have something to do with Mayumi Yamano's disappearance and murder. So yeah,
Hey,
we know it's a load of
does that
bollocks, but
detective think
you know,
that Yukiko-san-
you can understand why the police would
There you are!
think that think that
Jeez,
way,
what
you
are
know.
you guys doing? I've been looking everywhere.
Well, there was a slight misunderstanding.
Sorry,
I'll
this
tell you about
prat
it later. Anyways,
was
something's
just
up with Yukiko-san.
um,
You know already?
showing off his
You
weapons
told
in public
yourself, but
places,
you didn't pick
which is
up.
why we
So I
were
went to her
sent,
house, and it turns out
brought into
Yukiko
the police
really did
station.
disappear.
I guess we've got no choice but to go now. But that aside, the cops are saying some weird stuff. They think Yukiko-san's hiding to lay low. Apparently, Yukiko-san's mom collapsed because that announcer lady bitched her out. They think that gives her a motive.
So yeah,
And the fact that the
I mean, to be
announcer
fair,
died
you
right
can kind of
after makes it even
understand
more suspicious.
What?
why the police would think that way with
Did it?
what happened
What the hell is wrong
to
with them?
Yukiko's
Dude,
mom
don't
and stuff
snap
like
at
that.
me. Yukiko's the
And the
victim,
fact
damn
that
it,
the
not suspect.
announcer was staying at the Amagi Inn.
Right.
Look, we need to save her. Let's just chill the fuck out.
The police totally on the wrong track. We've got to handle it ourselves.
I'm going to.
So yeah,
And
we're
that's final. I'm I'm going
Oh,
to
for
save
fuck's
Yukiko
sake.
no matter what.
You don't even have a
It'll be all right.
persona. What the
Hey, we just
fuck?
confiscated our weapons. We can't go in empty-handed.
Weapons? Oh, I know just the
So
place.
yeah, can't go in just yet.
Come on.
Oh,
follow
but
me.
apparently Chie knows a place that sells weapons. For some reason, I don't know. Yeah, this is the introduction to
Here we are.
Daidara's Metalworks. This is where you're going to be picking up
What kind
your
of shop is this?
weapons, armor, and accessories
Metalworks,
for the
I
remainder of the
guess?
game,
They sell
basically.
all sorts of metal crap, like katanas and stuff.
But yeah, Chie wants to go into the other
Why
world
would
with
you
us
know
this
about a place
time.
like this anyway? Oh, I get it. You watch one too many kung fu movies
So she
and-
wants to come with us,
It's
and
not that
it's
at
kind of
all.
like,
I overheard some guys in our
this is
class
not a good
talk
idea,
about
man.
it. They said this place
You
sells
don't have a
weapons and
persona.
armor.
What the fuck?
Here,
Yeah, and this is the
one
moment
looks
where,
good, but it
during
might
this
be too
moment,
heavy.
Chie is a
I don't
bit
know,
of a
Gee.
pain in the ass,
I still
but
think it's
we'll
too
get to that
dangerous.
in
I
a
know
little
how
bit.
you feel, but
You don't. You don't know shit about how I feel. Yukiko might die from this, for crying out loud. I'm going.
So yeah,
and that's that.
I mean, you can understand why she wants to go in and help, because you know Yukiko's a bestie,
I'll be
and
fine.
she wants to
My
make sure that
weakness
she's
is
safe
second
and
to
that
none.
she'll that
Listen,
she
I'm
basically
not kidding
can
around.
save her and
You
all
know what
that.
it's like in there. If you're not
But
gonna listen to our
it's
warnings,
fucking
we'll be
dangerous in
here.
there, and she doesn't have
If you
access
insist on
to
coming,
a
just
persona.
make sure you have something to
So
protect
yeah,
yourself.
not a good idea.
All right.
So yeah, we basically come up with a compromise, which is basically
Man,
Look,
what should we get? Hey, mind picking
buy
out
some armor,
something for
buy
you
some
too.
weapons,
You're our main asset
stay
in battle
behind
right
us,
now.
and
So I think
you know,
should
and you
choose
can
whatever
come with
makes
us.
it easiest for you.
Don't be an asshole. And so Yosuke gives us 5,000 yen as
I
well,
got my
basically,
stuff
so
all
we can
picked out. How about you guys?
buy a weapon for him as well.
You know,
On a
if we
new
wear this stuff around
save
town,
file
we'll
without
just get picked up
changing
again.
the
It's not like we can
amount of
waltz
money
into
that you can
Jeunesse
get,
with
like
a
in
sack full of
because in
beer
this game you
expecting
can
no one
kind
to
of
notice either.
increase the amount of
you
money you
look at
get per
her
battle and
uniform.
stuff like that.
I don't think people would notice.
Okay,
Without that,
let's
just
try
playing the
that.
game normally, you won't be able
Alright,
to
let's
buy
split up and get ready. The store will be crowded
weapons and
until the
armor
afternoon
for
sale ends.
both you and
If we walk
Yosuke.
around together, the cops might get suspicious.
So you either have to choose between either get weapons for both or armor for both. And I always go for getting weapons first for everybody. But fortunately, I've got 24,000, so because of battles. So that means I can buy new weapons. So for us, we get the basic starter weapon, which is the imitation katana. For Yosuke, he gets the hunting nata, which again is a decent enough increase. I always sell the weapon as well, because you're not going to go back to the shittier weapon, so it's no big deal. And we get the chainmail, which is the first piece of armor you can get. It's relatively cheap. So I've now been able to max out the amount of armor. In terms of accessories, you've got the headband and the amulet. It increases strength. Headband increases strength by 1. Headband increases strength, and the wristband increases endurance by 1. Not really worth getting at this moment in time, to be honest. It's not really worth it. Now, how Daidara's Metalworks works as well is that basically, as you go through dungeons, you'll collect items, basically crafting materials, and when you go into Daidara's Metalworks with all those materials, you can sell them to him, and that will give you more weapons, armor, and accessories. So, you know, it's always worth going into the sorry, it's well worth going into the dungeons as often as you can to try and get all the crafting materials that you can possibly get. So, before we head into the dungeon proper, because this is going to be the first time, it's not really the dungeon proper to be fair, but it's the first time you're going to be going through like an actual floor of one of the dungeons. They this is where Igor tells you about
the wild card.
If you strengthen your
tells you
bonds
this is where
properly,
Igor tells you
their
about
power will help you overcome any
the
ordeal.
stuff that you can use the
Our
Velvet
role
Room for.
is to facilitate that.
My contribution
So
is to give birth to
there are
new
basically
personas,
3 members of the team.
mixing together
There's
multiple persona cards.
the girl who we met when we first arrived. There's
Equating
Igor, and
form.
then there's Margaret.
This
Igor basically deals with persona fusions.
of personas.
How that basically
You
works
have
is
the
that
power
basically
to
you go
hold
to him
multiple personas
and
use
you
them
can
accordingly.
ask
When
him
you
to
defeat an
basically
enemy, the
fuse
seeds of
your
possibility
personas
you
together
attain
to
will
create a more
appear
powerful
before you
persona.
as cards. At times, they will
And he's telling you now that
to grasp,
basically at the end of
but
battle
you
there
must
will be
master
like
your
a
fear and
cards
reach
that
out
appear
to them.
before you.
When
You can
obtain
then
new cards,
choose one of those
please
cards
do
and
not
you will get that
hesitate to bring them
particular
here.
thing.
If you have been developing
Most of the
your
time
social
it's stuff
moves,
like
then your persona will gain
recovering
more
HP and
power.
SP,
They will be one of your
increasing the
chief
amount of
sources of
money that you
strength.
get, increasing the amount
Would do
of
well
experience that you
to
get from the
take
end of
this
battle.
to heart.
But another part of that is you'll also get personas. And the more social
The
link
tome you see
so
in
that
my
you start
hand
up,
is the persona
and the
compendium.
further along those social links
Registering
are, the
personas you
more
hold will allow
personas
you
will
to
become
recall them
available
at
to you, and
any
the stronger
time.
personas
Please
will
see me
become
when you
available to
wish
you
to
as you go
use
through
it.
the game.
Oh, and one more thing. I would like to introduce
So that's
a
what
new
Igor does.
resident
He's
of the
in
Velvet
charge of
Room
persona
who will be
fusions.
helping you
Margaret
on
is
your
in
journey.
charge of the persona compendium. Basically, every time you get a new persona,
Yeah, I'm here. Nice to meet you.
every time you accept another persona, that gets automatically added to the compendium.
Oh,
And basically, it's a book where you can
That
go,
makes
and if
me
you
really
want
so weird.
a certain persona back, then you can
Excuse her.
you can
This
go
is
to
Marie.
Margaret and spend
Her
a bit of
soul
money
is
to
still very
summon
young
that persona
and-
again.
shut up.
You can also,
Don't tell him any more
if you
about
have a
me than you
persona
want.
and you say
As you can
level
see,
it up a couple of
she
levels,
may be
you
brusque
can
at
then
times,
register
but
that
please
stronger
understand that
version
she
of the
is
persona
only an
with her,
apprentice,
and you can
and
summon that
forgive
whenever you
her
want
for her
to.
politeness.
Sorry.
Marie
And
will
then
be
we're
dealing
introduced
with
to Marie.
skill
This is
cards.
Marie.
Using these cards
Basically,
will allow you to
we don't
provide
know
your
anything about
personas
her
with
yet,
new
and she's
powers.
going to become a
Also,
major
I'm
factor in the
sure she will
story
help you
later
form a
on.
bond between yourself
But for
and
now,
the
we don't really
outside
know
world.
anything about her.
Marie will contact you at a
With
later
Marie,
date. Please feel free to
sorry,
speak
fucking
with her
hell.
here when you wish to use her services.
Marie's thing in the Velvet Room is that she gets
Do you
skill
recall my
cards.
words to you before?
Skill cards are something you can
Becoming here
get
is a turning point in your
at
destiny.
the end of battles
If
from
the
the
mystery goes unsolved,
from the
your
from the
future
card
will be
selection.
forever lost. I
And
meant
they're
precisely
basically
what I said.
cards which have a
Defeating
specific
battle is
ability.
not the only way your
So
journey
it's
may
so
come
it
to an
basically
end.
if you get a
Please
card,
do
then you
not
can teach that
forget this.
particular persona ability,
Next we meet,
that
you will
particular
come
ability
hear of
to
your
one of
own
your
will.
personas, even if the
I
persona
look
won't
forward
learn it
to
naturally.
Until then, farewell.
If you bring the cards to her, basically she will register them for you, and then you can just buy those particular cards whenever the hell you want. So, really, pretty useful, but I don't really use it all that much, if I'm being honest. But anyway, that's going to be it for this part. Join me next time for the next part of Persona 4 Golden, when we'll be heading into... we'll be going into Yukiko's dungeon, and we'll be having our first proper battles with our first proper battles and our first proper amount of dungeon exploration. So yeah, see you next time.